You know, there's something I've always noticed. There's a very particular image that it seems like you see time and time again. It's the stock desktop background on that new computer you just bought. It's a cheesy motivational poster hanging in your dentist's office. It's in that annoying new TV commercial for a travel booking website, and it's also on the cover of that lifestyle magazine your friend loves so much. You can probably guess what image I'm talking about. An idyllic, serene, almost comically perfect tropical beach, somewhere thousands of miles from anywhere else. Turquoise waters, white sands, palm fronds swaying gently in a cool ocean breeze. It's the image of an island fairy tale. If you're like me, you've probably seen this image and thought, that's not real. Nowhere actually looks like that. That's Photoshop or maybe a carefully constructed set in a movie studio. Nothing in real life could ever be that perfect. But at the same time, deep down, you've also probably wished that there was a place like that somewhere. A place that tranquil, that flawless, that amazing. It's easy to assume that it can't exist, but still we dream. We keep bucket lists of exotic destinations in the hopes that someday, maybe someday, we'll cash in those frequent flyer miles, apply for that vacation time, and find ourselves strolling that perfect beach. Drink in hand, our cares as distant as the homes we left behind. But that's all just a fantasy, right? Wrong. Welcome to Koh Lanta. Nestled in the Andaman Sea just off Thailand's southwestern coast, this place is the textbook definition of that tropical island paradise you've dreamed of since childhood. If you're one to fantasize about the perfect low-key beach vacation with all the trimmings, put this spot right at the top of your list. It has just about everything. Breathtaking beaches, warm blue waters, amazing food, friendly locals, excellent tourist infrastructure, authentic culture, rich history, and all available at amazingly affordable prices by Western standards. I know, it sounds impossible. I thought so too, but that was before I found myself here. Koh Lanta is a simple place. Technically, there are actually two islands, Lanta Noi and Lanta Yai. Lanta Noi is a smaller landmass located to the north and home to the car ferry terminal where many visitors find themselves arriving onto the island. However, there's not much on Noi besides some mangrove forests and a few small local communities. All of the action is on Lanta Yai, the much larger southern island that's considered Koh Lanta proper. There's three main roads, one along the east coast, along the west coast, and roughly across the middle. On the west coast lays the majority of the tourist infrastructure, the largest villages, the best beaches, and of course, the famous sunsets. The interior of the island is populated by thick jungles covering rocky mountains, many of which hide stunning cave systems within them. By contrast, the quieter eastern coast is home to the beautiful port of Old Town Lanta. The southern tip of the island hosts the Mu Lanta National Park, a protected grotto of stunning forests, pristine beaches, and the old lighthouse that once kept the shores of Lanta Yai shipwreck-free. But even with such diversity of geography and culture on the island itself, further gems are found just offshore. While there's abundant nature to see and enjoy on Koh Lanta proper, once you venture out into the vast waters of the Andaman Sea, it becomes quickly apparent that you're in a place unlike any other. The Thai islands are home to stunning and distinctive sights. Limestone cliffs erupt from deep blue waters, soaring skyward like great stone idols of tribal gods long forgotten. And there's no better way to explore these gentle giants than by going for a spot of island hopping in a traditional long-tailed teak fishing boat. Many agencies on Koh Lanta offer a 4-island tour, taking you to a handful of the most beautiful spots for snorkeling, exploring, and enjoying the scenery. And no island hopping excursion is complete without a visit to the famed Emerald Cave on Koh Mook. While it's often swarmed with tourists, this spectacular geological phenomenon will make even a timid traveler feel like Indiana Jones. Swim about 50 meters through a beautiful cave system to reach a hollow, courtyard-like lagoon hiding away on the inside of the island. Even though you'll likely be competing for space with about 300 other sightseers clad in orange life jackets, it's still a fantastic thing to behold. After exploring the cave on Koh Mook, the boats stop for lunch on the beaches of Koh Hai. Enjoy a quick massage and some local cuisine while staring around in awe at the sheer perfection that stretches out in every direction. Now, if nautical day trips aren't your thing, Koh Lanta still has an enormous amount to offer any traveler. Beyond its idyllic tropical beaches, this island is also a real, living place. Many beach destinations in the world have been reduced to nothing more than a series of overpriced resorts connected by a few private roads. Not so on Koh Lanta. While tourism is an undeniable driving force on the island, there's still a thriving sense of local culture here. And if you're interested in absorbing a bit of that, head away from the resorts on the western shores of the island and over to Old Town Lanta. This gorgeous village harbors a distinctly different vibe from the rest of the area. Corrugated tin roofs adorn multi-story seaside buildings flanked by short piers stretching out over gravelly beaches. This side of the island is much less suitable for swimming, but what it lacks at beaches it makes up for with strolling, shopping, and eating. It's also home to one of the larger communities of a people known as the Kaolai. The origins of this ancient tribe of mariners are a bit murky, but they are without a doubt among the oldest human inhabitants of the oceans and islands in this part of the world. Their traditional seaside homes can be seen in and around Old Town Lanta, and many of the local businesses are owned and operated by their descendants. They also run many of the long-tail boat operations on the island, so there's a good chance that your boat captain comes from a long and proud line of sailors and seafarers. It's a great chance to support the local community and get a fresh take on the unique culture of this truly unique island. Even among all of this, the boat trips, the stunning beaches, the parks, the wandering shopping, there's still one activity that shines in my mind above all others on Koh Lanta. Each evening, after whatever crazy and amazing thing we'd done for the day, we inevitably found ourselves in the same spot. A quiet beachfront restaurant, sipping an ice-cold drink, enjoying any number of amazing local dishes. Koh Lanta, somewhat surprisingly, does not have much of a push for seafood. It's certainly available, but not in the in-your-face aggressive kind of way that often crops up in oceanside destinations. And while I love seafood as much as the next guy, this was kind of a welcome change. The culinary scene here is similar to much of the rest of Thailand. There's an abundance of street food, pop-ups, and established restaurants, all serving their personal take on Thai, Malay, and Indonesian classics. Red snapper sautéed with fiery chilies, garlic, and sweet basil. Fragrant Malay-style coconut curry simmered with fresh prawns and local vegetables. Chicken and scallions served on a bed of glass noodles topped with crushed peanuts. The list goes on. We genuinely didn't have a single bad meal anywhere on this island. Things here are a bit more expensive than food in Bangkok, but still more than affordable by Western standards. However, regardless of what we were eating, evenings became our happy place. I've never felt more relaxed than I did watching the sun sink low over the ocean while eating, drinking, and contemplating. Sunsets on this island are a sight as stunning as any other. Deep reds, oranges, and purples meet the turquoise water in a quiet dance that calms the mind and eases the heart. This sublime combination of flavor and atmosphere is more than enough to rejuvenate just about anyone. Now, all of this being said, I do have a bit of a confession to make. Before coming here, I really wasn't one for lounging around on the beach all day. I've been to plenty of seaside destinations in the US and elsewhere, and it was always a bit lost on me. You see this image so often. That perfect beach, those white sands, teal waters, flawless sunsets. You see the ads, the top 10 lists, the screensavers, the travel shows. You talk to people about where they'd love to go, what their perfect destination would be, and it seems like it always comes back to this singular image. And in those moments of observation, I'd find myself feeling slightly guilty. What didn't I get? Was I wrong, broken somehow to not share the same tropical dreams that float in the heads of so many? Maybe I just didn't have the imagination. Maybe I was just too cynical to believe in fairy tales. But from where I now sit, ankle deep in perfect teal waters, sun slung low in a tangerine sky, I finally get it. Sometimes life is better than fiction. Our reality finds itself reaching beyond even the highest of expectations. And when it does, all you can do is sit back, breathe in, and be thankful.